Good morning, everyone. My name is Jessica Pecor. I'm an executive area manager and an Arbonne independent consultant. I'm going to share with you some tips about the 21-day challenge that I've been doing. Our VP, Constance Carrier-Prill, had asked me to share this with all of you as it's really greatly impacted my life, not just in business, but in my personal life. And it's really simple. So what I want to share briefly is that I was at a point feeling like I didn't have enough hours in the day to do what I wanted to do, whether it was to spend my maximum amount of time with family or to spend time in my business to really grow my business. I know I'm not the only person that's busy. I know there's other people that have a lot of other things they have to do in their lives as well. So I thought there are people that are really successful in Arbonne that make it work. And so I thought I need to do this as well, but I honestly just didn't know. I didn't know where to start. And so one of the biggest things I started in July was actually finishing books that I had started reading. I don't know if anybody's like me, but I start a lot of books, and depending on what I feel like reading, I'll pick a different one up every other day. So I'd had 5 books on the go, and that was my big goal, was to finish 5. And so I picked up this wonderful book, which was the second one I was finishing in July. It's Robin Sharma's The Monk Who Sold His Ferrari. I started reading it, and quickly I want to share with you one of the quotes from the beginning. It really set the tone for the whole novel. And he says, "I realized that those who took the time to strengthen themselves were the strongest, and that it was only through improving oneself that one could ever hope to improve the lot of others. The only limits on your life are those you set yourself." That really rang true to me, because there are definitely days where I've told myself that I just can't grow my business any more than where it's at because I work 16-hour shifts, because that's not normal. And I don't think that's normal, but we all set limits on ourselves. So what I found was I wrote a daily journal for a week. I found I was really consistent on my days off. And then I used the limit of the fact that I work 16-hour shifts to make it okay that I wasn't working my business as much when I was at work for those long shifts and the days after, because I was so tired. So I started reading this book, and he goes through the rituals. So he goes through habits that we all have that we need to sit back and take a look at and really challenge ourselves to change. So one thing he does is he asks the person that he's chatting with, and his whole book is basically a conversation between him and someone else, and him sharing the things that he's learned. So I really like the format of the book, and it's a really easy read. So he asks him to start. So I want to ask everybody to do what I did and do what he asks, Robin Sharma asks of this person in the book. And he says, I want you to go through your day and sit down and just think about everything you've done today and the main things you've done, and be honest with yourself. So for example, the guy in the book says he gets up, he rushes, he throws food in his mouth, he arrives at work late. And there's a client there sitting there really upset that he's late for his meeting. He starts making excuses. He then goes on to travel to court for the day, and he's stuck in traffic, and he starts cursing at people. He has an argument with someone else during the day. All these main things, and he starts realizing, like, wow, that's not really how I wanted to live today. And it really resonated with me, because what I thought was, this guy is rushing throughout his entire day. And that's what I feel like. I feel like no matter how my day is planned, I have planned relaxing time, but it feels rushed. I feel really constrained by my day. And so he goes on to introduce the concept, the ritual of waking up early. And that's where I had my big aha moment, because I thought, I really want to grow my business. I want to be the best version of myself, but how do I do that? How do I find more hours in my day? It sounds pretty simple. Wake up early. So he goes through the ritual of waking up early. He talks about getting up at 5:30 in the morning every day, rising with the sun. And I thought, okay, yeah, that's a little early, especially on my rest days after I work 16-hour shifts. I know I'm not going to be getting up at 5:30 on my day off. So I made it a plan to challenge myself to get up an hour earlier every single day, and to write a journal. And what he goes on to explain in the book is that all you really need to do is to change a habit. You need to work on it for 21 days. So for 21 days, make a promise to yourself to change whatever habit you have that you find is no longer serving yourself. So for me, it was waking up early, because if I got up an hour earlier before my son got up or before I got up for work, I now had time to write in my gratitude journal. And here's my journal. Picked it up from the dollar store, really easy. And it says August 2015, 21 days. So in my journal, I would get up every morning and I would write down what I was grateful for. Every day it changed. I wrote down as much as I could. And then I would write down the lifestyle I envision. So the lifestyle I want. I would sit about and I would think about it and really feel it and go through the motions of that. And then I would talk about in here a daily mantra. He goes on in his book to talk about telling yourself things, whether you want to look in the mirror and tell yourself these things or whether you want to sit there and think about it. And my 3 things are I'm inspired, I'm disciplined, and I'm energized. The reason I chose those 3 is because I'm a very disciplined person. So that to me comes more naturally. Being inspired, I find I'm inspired by everybody. I'm probably inspired by every single person that's watching this video right now. The last one, energized, that's an area I really need to work on. I always feel rushed in my day. I always feel drained in my day. So for me, these 3 things are really important. Some things I felt like it was a strength of mine and something that I really needed to work on. So I repeat those things every day. And then I do a half an hour of personal development reading. I do that because I found like I never again had time to finish a book. And so reading a book that truly impacted me brought home that I really need to do this every single day. And I need to wake up every day peacefully, make some time for me, make some time for my personal development and read and write things down. And then I do my minimum of 3 asks every day once I've done my reading. So what I want to share with you guys is that it wasn't easy. It wasn't easy getting up earlier on a 16-hour shift in the morning. And I will admit, I hit snooze a couple of times. So every day, did I get up an hour before I needed to? No, I did not. But what I will tell you is the days I didn't get up, I felt it. I felt the difference in my days. I felt the difference the next day. It was even harder once I, sort of relapsed and didn't wake up early. The following day was really, really hard to get up. So I now am doing 21 days for life. This isn't just something I want to change for 21 days and then go back to what I was doing before. So I'm repeating the cycle again. And I really just want to tell you guys that making these habit changes is going to have such a huge impact on your life and your business. And he goes through 10 different rituals. I chose one. I chose the getting up early one to change first. But maybe something else in this book will have a huge impact on you.